We first met a young boy named Sam in 1989. His father, the head of a significant online gambling corporation, is seated at the table. His father adds that the firm makes both beautiful and frightening virtual worlds. They claim to have ridden a fast motorcycle equipped with a laser in this virtual environment. In this virtual reality, a hero named Tron battles for the good guys' humanity. His father freely acknowledges that he would prefer to spend all his time in this virtual reality, so he made Clue a being who looks and can do things like him. Before leaving, Sam's dad promises a day of video gaming. After that, he departed the place. The next day, it's reported on TV that the CEO of the income company has vanished without a trace, and years go by in this manner. Time passes, and we see that Sam has matured into a full-fledged partner in the firm. He visits the office one day and tries to access the server housing all the games, but the security guard is already aware of his presence. He activates the company's system before the guard can catch up to him. The guard approached him just as he uploaded the games to the internet, making it possible for anybody on the globe to play the company's match. Sam manages to escape him by jumping out of the building with a parachute, but the cops eventually catch up with him. His father kept in touch with an old buddy who worked for the corporation. They managed to get Sam out of jail and question his actions. "Yes, I have also received a communication from your father, and yes, you should now be working for this company." Sam says, "That can't be right. My father has either passed away or is living the good life now." The people who know Sam's dad say, "I received your dad's communication from within the organization." The door is unlocked for him as well. This was the location within the corporation where the games had been stored. However, it has since been closed. He travels to the location where the Tron was printed on a fabric and then removed from a video game. When he takes up the coin, it falls because there's a drawn line underneath it. When he deletes the game, he discovers a passage that leads to the basement, where all of his father's belongings are stacked, indicating that this was formerly his father's laboratory, where he developed gigantic video games. Also present was his father's computer, which he booted up, loaded with a program, and put to use. At that point, a great deal of light will have emanated from it, and it will have crossed over into the game's virtual world. Before Sam could do anything, two men in black suits arrived and abducted him. Afterwards, they have him dress like them and put a peculiar disc on his back. He began playing games on this disc, which could store his whole mental history. Even though Sam was doing an excellent job, a Tron showed up and beat him. It wasn't until Sam began bleeding that their commander, Clue, arrived. Clue hands me Tron after he claims to be human. Sam looks at Clue and says, "You are my dad." But like Sam's real-life father warned him as a kid, the Sam in the game is really a doppelganger. And this is Clue, the doppelganger after whom his father had chosen the name. Clue was seeking for something on this CD, which he thought was Sam, but he couldn't locate it. "Sam," he continues, "you'll have to play a game with me." Now that Sam's team is assembled, the opposing side's leader is the doppelganger of his father, Clue. They hop on the laser bike and begin racing. Anyone who is hit by the beam of light will perish instantly. The squad members all perished one by one. It came down to Sam and Clue. In this section, Clue also wrecks Sam's bike. Before, if a car had stopped here and a girl named Quorra got out, Clue may have attacked Sam and killed him. The girl had finally returned Sam to his true father, who was overjoyed to see his son again. And then he turned to Sam, asking, "How did you get to this virtual world?" Sam claims this is the sole reason you messaged your pal. Sam's dad says we can chat over supper sometime. Over supper one night, Sam asks his father why he never went back to his own planet. "I kept looking for you but always had hoped that you were still alive." His father often talks about how we created this world as a marvel. Some programs in this universe, known as iSources, metamorphosed into autonomous agents. Whom you can also name an extremely bright human computer, and with whom I may improve my world. Nonetheless, my double Clue goes against me and destroys all the iSource computers, as well as Tron, which I had created to protect the human race in the virtual realm. Those were self-created programs from the real world. After then, the portal back to my world was permanently sealed. To which his father replies, "No, this road will remain open for only 8 hours, and after that, Clue will get my disc," and Sam proceeds to show his father the direction from which he had come, pleading with him to return to their world with him. His sole mission in life is to bring disaster to our planet, and that is exactly what he plans to do. The message that Sam's father received, he says, was not delivered by him but by Clue, allowing anyone to enter the game world and unlock the door to the natural world. A few programs had become themselves in this world, and the girl who was here, Quorra, was a program-like computer about which Sam's dad had informed him. She warned Sam that killing his father's doppelganger, Clue, will cause his father's death. Sam rejects such an idea. "I will protect my father at all costs and then send him away from here." ISOs was the same program that had become itself, and that man can help you, so Quorra appears to him again with a map and tells him to follow it to find someone who used to take care of ISOs in the past. Sam now drives to meet him without anyone else. When he arrived, he parked his car outside and proceeded inside, where he was greeted by a female who informed him that he would have to play a game in order to see our commander. Sam's car was parked outside, but when Clue's security saw it, he inquired as to its origin. Clue had been searching for Sam's father for quite some time in this realm when he finally made his way there, but he came up empty. Clue's anger was growing. Father Sam and Quorra had already left. When Sam encounters that commander, he tells him that he must locate the nearest exit. However, Sam has yet to learn that this man is also Clue's sidekick. The most powerful guy in the world, the leader, had all of his guards turn on Sam, as we see here. Here, too, was Quorra, who had lost a hand in the fighting but was rescued along with Sam by the boy's father. The disc belonging to Sam's dad is being attacked by a program. It was the identical CD that Clue had been after for a long time. The leader Sam had come to meet and was also present. Sam canceled the show and took the CD. Clue, the disc carrying the leader, also showed there, and an agreement was struck between the two. If you make me king of this world, he continues, I'll give you this disc. Clue accepts the leader's terms without question, hands up the disc, and abandons the base. Then, the area where the leader was blown to bits. This other leader had been duped by Clue and was now dead as well. Now that disc had arrived, too, and Clue might use it to travel to our world. Sam learns that his father, like him, was able to heal Quorra, which turns out to be an ISO program. She claims that your father aided and saved me after Clue completed all the programs. The three of them were now prepared to return to their own dimension. When Clue's soldiers appeared in front of them, Quorra realized that Sam's dad would need a disc to get ahead of them. She removes her disc and hands it to him, then stands facing him. The guard then arrives and launches an attack on Quorra. After seeing this, Sam's dad realizes that this is indeed Tron, who he had previously believed to be dead. Sam informs his dad that you should leave, so I'll come back with Quorra and your CD. It is revealed that Clue, who had been promising his army that it was finally time to conquer the real world and rule over humanity alongside Sam, had also arrived. Sam steals the disc, saves Quorra, and then leaves, but Clue discovers what he's done and attacks Sam, who has also hacked the entire system. Sam, in his own flying vehicle, had also attacked Clue and destroyed his troops. Clue and his Tron were the only ones remaining. Tron was programmed to defend humanity by Sam's father. What did I do to you that Sam's dad says you helped humans? When he hears this, Tron finally snaps out of it. He makes an attempt to kill Clue by attacking him, but Clue is no pushover. He escapes death. Instead, he cut Tron's throat. Simultaneously, we see Sam, his father, and Quorra arrive at the portal leading to the human world. However, just as they are about to leave, Clue, still furious with Sam's parentage, interrupts, declaring, "You have deceived me. You said we would create a world where everything is different, and I believe you." Sam's dad claims that neither he nor I really grasped what the other was saying. I aimed to create a world in which humanity might thrive while you sought power over the entire race. Sam's dad attempts to explain things to Clue, but he won't listen and ends up getting attacked. Quorra had used this to his advantage by transporting Sam back to his own reality. Now Clue has the disc in his hands, too, but he soon realizes it belongs to Quorra, not Sam, and that he cannot use it to return to the human realm. Sam was trying to save his dad on it, and Quorra claims that your dad wanted you to go back to your world and that he would end this game if you did. At the time, Clue was attempting to cross over to our realm with the help of Sam. But Sam's father uses his abilities to draw him closer to him. The result was a tremendous explosion in the end of the game universe. To say that Sam had returned to his father's laboratory is an understatement. He has his father's computer turned off and the game's data copied into a chip he wears around his neck. Upstairs, his dad's pals were waiting for him. He has informed me that you have purchased the business and that I will be joining your staff. He emerges from the portal to find Quorra waiting for him there. She follows him back to his own reality. While they are both seated on the bike, he gives him his first glimpse of the sun. Since she was not a human person but rather a program or computer, Quorra had never seen the sun until she came into contact with Sam and was sent to the world of people. Will Sam, like his father, be able to use technology to make the world a better place? And Sam's dad dedicated his life for the sake of all humanity so that the planet would be safe from harm.